Are the Brooklyn Nets legitimate NBA championship contenders?
Yeah, because I yes, the chemistry is an issue. The downside of Kevin Durant getting all this rest is, they're not playing together a lot, so they're not going to have that built-in chemistry. But at the end of the day, you've got three guys on the floor that can give a team 40 points a night any single night. So, the beauty of that is, not all of them are going to go off for 40 points on the same night. But if one guy is struggling, the other guy's going to pick it up, again, I'll maintain they don't have to rely on the three to win ball games. They're scoring 130 points without shooting three, without relying on the three exclusively. And I think that's very dangerous. And I think no matter what your take is on the amount of three-point shots a team is taking, there's no disputing that it's easier to make a layup than it is to make a three. The percentages are higher when you're in the paint than when you're standing behind the arc, and that's what I think makes them dangerous.
Yep, I absolutely agree with you. I think the Brooklyn Nets are serious contenders. What about the Philadelphia 76ers? We saw them last night. An incredible performance out of Joel Embiid, but if they don't get an incredible performance out of Joel Embiid, they probably get blown out by 20 by the Jazz last night. Jake, are the Philadelphia 76ers contenders or pretenders?
Well, I think they have to be contenders just because they play in the East, and the East is not a great conference right now. You've only got, obviously 76ers, you've got the Nets, you've got a team in the Miami Heat who are largely disappointing in the first half right now.
New York Knicks?
The Knicks are our sweetheart team right now. I really hope for their sake that they're able to keep this going. I would love to see them in the postseason. Frankly, the league needs it. I would love to see that.
Jake.
Yeah.
Are the New York Knicks contenders or pretenders?
You have to call them contenders. They're a 500 team. They're right in the middle of the mix. They have to be called that.
Let's look at the Phoenix Suns. We are the Valley. Number 2 in the Western Conference. They're 23-11. Jake, are the Phoenix Suns contenders or pretenders?
I think they're contenders. I think that...
Not even a chuckle?
No, not even a chuckle. Okay. Nope. I've got to keep it serious, No, I think they're contenders. I think that, regardless of all the Devin Booker ejection drama and all that, they have a really solid club. Their depth is finally coming to them because guys like Mikal Bridges are developing. Now you have some veteran talent in Jay Crowder and Chris Paul that are really helping you.
Dario Saric. Oh, he is playing.
He is playing. He does shoot it at an okay.
And they play when when he's in the game, they're a better defensive team.
Yeah.
And they are coming along defensively. The Phoenix Suns are contenders. There's no doubt about it. The real question in the West, are the LA Clippers contenders or pretenders?
Yeah, obviously they're going to be a postseason team, but in terms of the NBA Finals, I think they're pretenders. I just don't think they know how to win, man. I think that every time we see them go on the road, go and play a difficult team, or even match up with the Jazz, they beat the Jazz, but that was a really tight game. Really tight game.
By the way, the one thing that's really surprising about the pretenders in LA, the Clippers, they're just not as good as they should be defensively.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it is that they lack real shot blocking. I don't know if the Clippers just haven't, come together and played team defense yet. I'm not saying they're a bad defensive team, but we've seen stretches out of the Clippers where they're just not an elite defensive team, and it costs them games.
Right.
And the other thing is they tend to get awkward late in games offensively, whether it's Kawhi with an awkward pull-up three or Paul George missing a wide-open elbow jumper the other night that would have cut it to 3, and then what's he do on the next possession? They get a stop, he hits a 3 out of the corner. They're not doing the little things that they're so capable of, which is why I say the Clippers are pretenders. Finally, what about the other team that plays at the Staples Center? The LA Kings. No, I'm kidding. What about the LA Lakers? I obviously the AD injury is a big deal. And obviously this is a team that relies a lot on the two-headed monster of LeBron and AD. They're not the same team. They lose in Sacramento last night, but a lot of people write that loss off. Mm-hmm. Well, you can write that loss off, but it dropped them behind the Clippers and the Suns. Mm-hmm. So instead of being second in the West, they're fourth in the West.
Yeah, but right? The West is tight.
Well, true, but that fourth spot is a real delineation point. They're 3.5 out. The Blazers are in fifth at 6 out because Dame is being logo Dame now. But you kind of feel like the Lakers really need to get their swag back after the All-Star break.
Yeah, they got to get it going. I mean, all these injuries and the situation with AD, they got to come out of the All-Star break with a plan on how they're going to win a lot of games. I mean, they got to figure out what that looks like, and obviously LeBron's at the core of that thing, and obviously he's going to have to carry that team in the second half, because I'm with you on the AD thing. I honestly don't think that AD is coming back for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think that they're going to risk that Achilles, lower leg, just that whole area. I don't think they want to play with that at all, especially on the heels of what happened to Kevin Durant, who essentially was suffering the same kind of symptoms.
Listen, AD is the future of this franchise.
Yeah.
He is the guy that is going to take the torch from LeBron James and run with it. And I think if you're the Lakers, you are very wise to be very careful with Anthony Davis, because he is still young enough that he can win multiple championships for you going forward. Even if he doesn't play another second this year, he can win you multiple championships going forward. Be very careful with Anthony Davis. But by the way, I think the Lakers are contenders. When you defend at that level, and you have a guy like LeBron James, if they get Anthony Davis back, absolutely, I think they're one of the best teams in the West. I think they would give the Jazz and the Lakers in a 7-game series would be everything that your heart would desire.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be absolutely incredible. If I had to ask you right now, Rookie of the Year in the NBA?
I mean, it has to be LaMelo. I don't know how it's not.
19 more against who I think is probably the second best in Minnesota last night.
Yeah, I think, Edwards is a hell of a player, but I just think that LaMelo has been game-changing for the Hornets. I mean, he's done everything that you could ask him to do. He's clearly capable. I mean, if this is what he's going to do in his rookie season, what's he going to do 5 years in? I mean, this is triple-doubles all day.
The nightly impact he's having without scoring is phenomenal. And his confidence in that three-point shot, I mean, he's the only one who believes it's going in.
Yeah.
Right? But, by the way, I also look at Lonzo Ball. He's come forever in a day.
Yeah, he's improved a ton. I mean, he's done what he's needed to do to solidify a long career in the NBA, which is you gotta knock down the jumper at a higher rate, which he's clearly fixed his form, and I would assume just shot thousands of shots with this new form. And it's paying off, and I think you combine the new form and the up in the percentage with shooting percentage. You combine that with his tenacity on defense, his want to in transition to get this team up and down the floor as fast as possible, and now you've got a recipe for a nice little point guard.
But there is one other thing I think we need to talk about when it comes to the NBA and the Pelicans in specific. It's cool that you show Zion Williamson dunking every single night. Like, that's the highlight. The dunk, oh my God. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, totally get it. Steph Curry can dunk. Everybody can dunk. He is not going to be, Zion Williamson, is not going to be an elite player until he can consistently show something other than a dunk. It's the same conversation we have about Rudy Gobert. The only thing is, Rudy Gobert is an elite defensive player, the defensive player of the year almost every year. You could make the argument. Zion Williamson isn't a great defender.
Mm-hmm.
Zion Williamson is a fast break player who creates highlight reels. That's it. He doesn't do jump shots. He doesn't do turnaround fadeaways. He will occasionally do a little floater in the lane. If
he's a cutter. That's what he is on half court.
If he's not getting to the basket, he's not scoring, period. Mm-hmm. And I again will say everybody in the NBA can dunk. It does not impress me. It does not make you a superstar. It makes you Blake Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially all it is. And I'm a little tired of the, oh my God, calls on Zion Williamson. Oh! That's cool. You can dunk, bro. Why did Michael, Kobe, and LeBron all become, like historically foundational players in the NBA? Because they all went from rim wreckers to jump shooters. And if you look at Michael Jordan, what did Michael do midway through his career? Competed in a three-point competition in the NBA All-Star game. Now, did he win it? No. But he learned to shoot. You look at Kobe. What did Kobe do early in his career? Shot air balls in the playoffs. What did he do late in his career? Put daggers through people's hearts because he learned to shoot. LeBron the same. LeBron's only able to play at this level for this long because he's learned to shoot the three. And frankly, he's not a great shooter. He isn't. But he's learned to shoot the three. until you, as a star, learn to consistently make the three. Donovan Mitchell, LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, until you consistently learn to shoot in this league, you're not going to be a superstar. You're just not. Zion Williamson's not a superstar.
No.
Right? It's Ben Simmons. If Ben Simmons had a jump shot, he would absolutely be MVP caliber.
Yeah, he'd be able to contend for the MVP.